At the beginning of most months, I take you through and give you my planner setup, but for October, we're gonna be doing something different. I'm gonna be taking you through several different planners that I have used this year, and I'm gonna show you how I figured out what was working, what was not working, and show you what I'm using now to finally have some planner peace. So stay tuned. Hey guys, my name is Nikki and I want to welcome you here to Carry Grace. Okay, so like I said, we are not doing a typical planner setup for October. Obviously, it's not the beginning of October anymore. I decided to skip that video because I have been doing some serious soul searching when it came to planners and how I'm using planners and things like that. And I have finally found a system that is working really well for me. I finally got really serious. I went through all of my planners. I made like mental notes of things that were really working, things that were working, and I have finally figured out what I need to stay on top of things. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. I'm going to turn the camera around and we're just going to dive in. All right guys, so as you can see, I have got a stack of planners right here and we are going to go through them. I'm going to be showing you what I finally realized worked in certain planners, what didn't work, and how I used all of that information to figure out what planner I actually need to be in. All right, so we're going to start with my favorite planner of all time, and that is the Passionate Penny Pincher Home Planner. You guys know that I have worked with them numerous times. They are by far my favorite planner company. I like the company, I like what they stand for, I like their values, I like their products. They are very well made. The quality is amazing. I just can't say enough good things about them as a company, and that is one of the reasons why I try every year to make this planner work for me. And it has been a great planner for me in certain seasons, but the current season that I'm in right now, it's just not what I need. This planner could very well be exactly what you need in that season of your life. And if you are one of those people that this works amazing for right now, I am a little bit jealous of you. Let me just go ahead and tell you. All right, so basically, I like the monthly spread. It works really well for me. The thing where I struggle is with the weekly setup. So what I finally have come to terms with, and you've heard me talk about this before, most of the time I talk about how this is a Sunday start, not a Monday start, and how that doesn't work for me. Honestly, I actually like kind of jumped back into this planner during September some, and it actually worked pretty well as far as the Sunday through Saturday. That was not my issue. My issue is that I don't need all of these check boxes anymore. I follow the Fly Lady system, and I typically actually follow more of a morning and evening routine closer to this than the actual Fly Lady one. I'm going to talk about routines in another video, so I'm not going to get sidetracked. These routines work really well for me. It's just that they have become a routine for me, and so I don't find that I need to come in and check these things off. My favorite thing about this planner is the column on the left. This is where Laurie has things laid out for all of your weekly cleaning. I really like these. It doesn't matter to me that they're on different days than I do them. I just kind of looked at them as one long list and just checked them off as I did them. I like that there is a Bible reading plan in here. I like that there's a place for my meal plan, a place for me to write what I'm thankful for, a place to write, you know, what I have spent, things like that. All of that is beautiful. The thing that has been the kicker though is there is no actual place for a weekly to-do list, and I have found that that is a non-negotiable for me. I need a weekly to-do list somewhere where I can write down tasks that need to be completed sometime during the week that are not day specific. I tend to find, you know, pockets of 15 minutes here and there throughout the week, and that is when I work on those things. I've got a lot of things that are not day specific, and that is essentially why this planner doesn't work for me. This is wasted space for me. Like if this were like a to-do list and it was blank, but then that would defeat the purpose of this planner. This planner is amazing for those of you that are trying to establish routines in your home, trying to establish cleaning routines. That is what this planner is all about. And like I said, even though I want this to be my planner, it's just not what I need in this season. I also love all of the lists and things at the front. They are great. I like that these things are here. I found that as far as notes pages, you know, it's nice that these things are in here. I like this list. I like having a place, you know, for big projects for our home. I like having the financial goals in here. I have other, you know, projects and things in here. I'm covering up some stuff because I've got some personal information in here. But for the most part, there's a lot that this planner has going for it. Like I said, it's just not what I need in this season, which makes me sad. Now let's talk about this Sprouted planner. This is a planner that I used for a good bit this year, and eventually the coil got messed up for me. I don't know if you can see that my coil is bent, and it just makes it hard to open this planner. See, like it just kind of gets hung up and I have to fight with it and fuss with it, and I can't have things be fussy. That's just not my jam. But what I do like about this, hang on, let me find a month I can show you guys. July. I use this for July. There's a lot of things, like I said, that I like about this planner. I like that there are lines in the monthly spread. It made it really easy for me to use my color coding system. It makes it easy for me to write straight. I like this checkbox down here. There's a lot that I like about this. When you get to the weekly spread, this is a really good weekly spread for me. This has a weekly overview on one page, and then you essentially have a blank page over here with different kinds of like lists. You can see this is like a blank checklist. You've got two checklists, you've got some dot grid, and then you've got a blank space. This is great. You can use this however you want. I found that I really liked this planner. This was good for me. I had, you know, my overview over here. If I had some day specific tasks, I was able to write them in here. I used these for a to-do list. A lot of times I would use this for like personal to-dos and then work to-dos. Sometimes I would use all of this for personal to-dos and I would do work to-dos down here. Right here, some weeks I used this to kind of keep up with my zone cleaning and fly lady routines. I liked that. I have nothing bad to say about this planner. I actually really liked this planner. The other thing that I really liked about this planner is that there is a giant note section in the back. I'm trying to find a page that I can show you. So there's a giant section in the back, and it is a ton of notes pages. And I have found that in this season of life, I need lots of note pages. We are remodeling a home. We are, you know, we have lots of things going on, and I am a list maker. So I need lots of places to write list. This was a great planner for me. Essentially, the binding bent. I still don't really know how it bent. I don't take my planners with me places. I don't have them in and out of bags. I don't know if this was just a fluke. I don't know really what happened, but because it made it really hard to open and close, I had to find something different. So when it was time for me to find something different, I started using the Bloom Daily Vision Planner. The reason I decided to go this route is for a few different reasons. One of the reasons I chose to go with this planner specifically is because it has a vertical layout. In years past, I have had a vertical layout and I have done really well. So when you open up this planner, the monthly spread works great for me. I always like having some kind of list on the side. And then I also really liked the vertical layout. I like it because it's flexible. This doesn't come with lines right here, but you can see that there were months, you can see that there were weeks where I added lines, and it made it so that I could divide my days up however I wanted. There were some weeks where I kind of broke it down into morning, afternoon, and evening. There were other weeks that I divided it by like tasks. So like some weeks I would use the top section for appointments, then I would use this middle section for work related things, and then I would use the bottom section for home related things. I liked that there was a place for me to track a few habits. This was not overwhelming. This was like, I think 5 different habits for me to track. That worked great. I had a place to write my weekly list. This one was kind of lean, but other weeks I used this a lot. A lot of times, like I said, I like having a place for things that I need to do in a week that are not date specific. You can see I used it right here. I used it a lot right here. So essentially this was working great. However, the main issue that I was having is that while I had my weekly list back, I was missing a notes page for me to use for the month. So every month, when the month starts, you go from like the end of your weekly, then you have a place for your visions and goals, and then you go directly into your monthly. So what this doesn't have for me is a blank notes page for the month. I like to have a blank notes page so that I can work on like a monthly list. Sometimes I kind of like to just do a monthly brain dump, if you will, things that I would like to work on, goals, tasks, things like that I want to get done, but I kind of just want them in a list format. That's one thing that I really liked about the Passionate Penny Pincher Planner. Also, I'm pretty sure the Sprouted Planner has that as well. If it didn't, it had enough lists throughout it, or blank pages for me to use for lists, that it didn't matter, but I think it did. But I really just missed having a notes page. Now, yes, there are some notes pages in the back of this planner, but there's just not that many. Actually, they're not in the back. They are in the front. And you do get several. It just wasn't enough for what I needed. So that was a bummer. So then I kind of started using my daily planner. This is the Day Designer Daily Planner. And this is great. I am still currently using this. I like having a daily planner so that I have a place where I can focus on exactly what I need to do for the day. It's nice to be able to just look at one day at a time and not become overwhelmed with everything else that is going on. Here's just kind of an example of a day. This is not fancy. I mean, like the planner itself is fancy, like, because it's beautiful, but I don't do anything fancy with stickers. Occasionally I will use a highlighter in here, but for the most part, this is just like a list for me for the day. It gives me a place to break down things. I can time block. I don't always time block, but it's something that I'm working towards doing more frequently, and this gives me that. So this works. The other thing that I have tried is when I was using this planner, or maybe it was a different planner. I think it was this planner and a daily. I can't remember which video it was in, but I started using my disc system again because I was thinking that I really wanted a place for, you know, like work things and home things and info and school and all of those things. And while it was great, like, it's nice, it's just too much. I don't want 3 books. I don't want things spread out in so many different places that it becomes overwhelming, because I do get overwhelmed when I have too many different things to kind of work in. So I don't know, this just wasn't it for me. I toyed with like printing out a different planner and putting it in here. Like maybe I wanted to print, there's all kind of printables you can get, but this just wasn't, I just wasn't feeling it. All right, so the other thing that I like to keep in here that I was kind of struggling with is my meal plan. So I like to have a place where I can put some kind of freezer inventory, some meal ideas, and then a monthly calendar for our meal plans. And This works really well for me. Like, I like having a full 8.5 by 11 sheet to do this. It just works really well for me. It's always worked well for me. I don't like having it out on the fridge. I just like it being in a planner. And so that was something else I had to think about. I also have to think about, like, where do I want my zone cleaning to go? I want to be able to keep up with that. I want to be able to have a place, you know, for my routines to be written down so that I can see them. Even though a lot of times I use an app, the Fly Lady app that's free, I still like to have those things in my planner. So, like I said, I went through all of my things. I've looked at other planners. You guys, I've tried other planners that are not here over the years. And the thing that kept coming to my mind is the Bloom Daily Ultimate Planner. So again, this was the last planner that I was in. A few things weren't quite right. I tried to go back to the Passionate Penny Pincher planner. This Friday planner was great. It just didn't quite hold up for me. And then I remembered that Bloom Daily has an ultimate planner. I have reviewed this planner before, but I have never actually physically used this planner. I thought about this planner for years and years and years before they changed the design, and I never purchased it because I didn't like the one that was before this. This is an undated planner, which I typically despise. I do not like filling out undated planners, but in this case, I just realized it was what I needed to do. So since they have redone this, it's pretty. Like I said, I have reviewed this one before. I had given it away and I needed to repurchase another one, but it just kind of hit me when I, kind of made my list of things that weren't working here, things that weren't working here, things I wanted in here but didn't want the bulkiness of this. I finally realized that this planner has been there all along and I just needed to start using it. So let me show you guys why this planner is amazing. So first of all, okay, let's start at the beginning. This planner comes with interchangeable covers. There's 3 different ones. This is the one I'm using right now. This is an 8.5 by 11 planner. I think the overall size is like 9 by 12 or something, but the paper is 8.5 by 11. You open it up and this pocket, you can fit an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So that means that my meal plan each month, I can print it off, fill it out, and put it in here. This month I'm using the Croctober from the Passionate Penny Pincher. So that's what's in here right now. But I am so excited that I found a planner that I can incorporate this system into, because this is something that works for me. All right, so we get into the planner. It has a lot of worksheets in the front. I'm not going to go through all of those. I'm going to leave a link to a video where I gave you a walkthrough, but I'm going to show you a few things that are in here. So right here, if you have been following along, you know that we are trying to fix up our house. And so this planner has a vision board. And I went through my Pinterest boards and I printed some things and got some things and put it in here. And I am so excited to have this in front of my face all of the time. It is going to help keep me motivated, so I'm super excited about that. All right, so this is an undated planner. I know I said that. I sat down and I dated this entire planner by hand. You can buy stickers to put in here. I decided that I wanted to write everything about halfway through. I was kind of really hating that decision that I made for myself and thinking I should have bought the stickers. The reason I didn't want the stickers though is because they're like little circles and they're colorful, and I like that this is a little more neutral. So that's what I did. There's also no holidays in this planner. Bloom Daily has several different kinds of planner sticker packs for holidays, so I purchased those. That way I could label my major holidays. And because this is undated, I just decided I was just going to start this planner in October and use it for the rest of this year. And then when January 24 rolls around, I will go to the beginning of it and use it through September. And some of you won't like that. That's okay. I just knew that this is where I needed to be. One of the things that I like is because this is an 8.5 by 11, I've got lots of room to put things in my monthly spread. And then you get into your weekly spread. All right, so basically you get a week at a glance. So you've got a place for your week right here. You've got a place for your top priorities, a to-do list, and a place to check, and a place to track a few habits. So this white section for me is for timed appointments. That's what I'm using that for. Right here, I'm using this to kind of keep up with things I'm doing around the house. Some of it, like on Monday, that's my weekly reset day where I do my weekly home blessing. On Tuesdays, I'm going to be working on zone cleaning. Thursday's my errand day, and things that I want to do, I can plug in right here. This top priorities for the week, I have decided for me that is going to be work things. So I was keeping track with work things in this over here, but like I said, having 3 things is just too much. So I've got a place for my work priorities right here. And then I have a happy list for my weekly to-do list, which is what I like to work off of. So I've got my list here. And then like I said, I've got a place to track some habits. The nice thing about this is that I can change these habits weekly. I can change them monthly. I can change them however I want to, but I like that they are here. All right, so another feature this planner has that works really well for me is this monthly budget page. Now, I do not use this as it is intended. I will never ever use a monthly budget page in a planner probably. I mean, I won't say never, but my husband does all of this on the computer, so I've never had a reason to. However, one thing I do like to keep up with is how much I am spending on groceries every week. So what I do is I list the date, the store I went to, and how much I spent, and I just keep it in this column right here. If I need to go to the next column, I keep it right here. I just ignore all of this. I ignore what it says, but I like this at the beginning of the month so that I can keep track of what is important to me, for me to keep track of for my budget. The other thing is we still have the vision board and goals section that was in the other Bloom planner that I was using. I do like this, but I need more than just this. I also need some blank pages. So I like that this is still here. Then I get into my month, and then at the end of each month, there is a blank page. I'm actually probably going to use this just for a freezer inventory, simply because this right here is so big in this planner. I feel like I can kind of do my brain dump to-dos right here and work through them. If this ends up not being enough though, I could easily divide this page and have a freezer inventory on one side, a monthly brain dump on the other, and have plenty of room. That is one of the nice things about a bigger planner, is you simply have more room. Now let's get into a few other things. There is a creative section in here. Some of you will like this, some of you will not. For me, it's kind of a take it or leave it kind of thing. Like, I'm fine that it's here. It's not something that I have to have. I homeschool, so sometimes when I'm waiting on my kids to do something, rather than scrolling through my phone, I usually have my planner with me, so I'll just kind of doodle a little bit, and I just kind of color. So for me it works, but it's not necessary. So the next thing you have in the creative section is you have a whole bunch of dot grid pages. I can't remember how many there are, but there are quite a few. So I'm going to be using this to set up my zone cleaning. Right here I just kind of made this little house and kind of decided to break down my zones, and then I'm eventually, when I have the time, I'm going to set them up so that I have my list for each zone, and then like a monthly checkbox over here so that I can check them off each month that I do them. Then the next section is a notes section, which is just a bunch of note paper. And you guys, I need note paper. This has lots of note paper. So you open this up, and I have got pages that I am working on for like home to-dos and things like that. Again, we are working on our home, and so this is where I can keep information. I have got lists, like to-do lists for different rooms that I have started. This is not finished. This is very much a work in progress, but there's enough notes paper in here that I can keep up with house things, I can keep up with notes, I can keep up with all kinds of things, and I'm not having to have multiple things. So again, I am still using my daily planner, but I'm just using the daily pages in here. Actually, that's not true. I am using the monthly, and the reason I'm using the monthly, I'm using it to actually keep up with YouTube videos. So things that get scheduled out if I'm working with a brand, or if I'm doing something specific, I can go ahead and schedule these in here and have them instead of having to have a separate work planner. So this is actually working really great, and I'm just down to 2 books. The other thing that I really like is that there is a folder in here in the back that fits a full 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Some larger planners, like the 8.5 by 11 Happy Planner, it has a pocket, but you have to fold the piece of paper to get it to go in there. This fits in there without folding it, and that works really well for me, because sometimes I have like checklists or, you know, handouts that my kids bring home for different things, and I can keep that information in here. I want to show you one more thing. There are several worksheets in the front, which I told you I'm not going to show you all of those, but I do want to show you one because I'm really happy with it. I'm excited about it. Something that I am working on is being more active and just more movement. Now, this is a mood tracker. I have never tracked my mood. It's not something I'm interested in tracking, but I thought it might be really cool to see my activity progress for an entire year. It's easy to look at a week, have a week, and just kind of be off and get discouraged. But I thought if I tracked this for an entire year, it could be very motivating. So what I decided to do is I kind of used the key right here, and I just decided to use a different color highlighter for different things. So this is like 10 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes. I'm not keeping track of whether it was cardio or strength training or anything like that. It could just be a simple walk. It could be whatever. The idea though is that each day that I do some kind of movement that fits into this, I will just come in and use a highlighter, so that as the weeks and months and year continues, I will have this at a glance. I think it will be super motivating, so I am super excited about it. So this is the planner that I am in. I don't like to use the term planner piece. I know I said that at the beginning of the video. I said that in the beginning of the video because that's a term that planner people kind of throw around and use, and but anyway, this is where I'm happy at right now. I feel like I finally found the planner that covers what I personally need in this season. I've got my meal plan that I can print out and put here, and it is here. I have a large monthly calendar to keep up with things. I've got my week at a glance with my giant to-do list. I've got a place for work things. I've got a place for habits. It's all right here. I really like that. I've also got a place, like I said, I really like having a notes page per month for various things. That is here. I've got a place where I can track my groceries for the month. I've got a place where I can keep up with some goals that I want to work on monthly. And then in the back, I've got all of these notes pages and things that I can use however I want, which for me, that just means having flexibility. It just means having a place for everything. And I am super excited. So I do have a referral link for them. I'm not an actual like affiliate. They don't have actual affiliates right now. I do have a referral code. If you are interested in this planner, I will leave my referral code down below because you can get 10% off of your order. And then, like I said, I'm also using the Day Designer for my daily planning. This gets me down to 2 books. So I've got work, personal, home, everything in these 2 books. And I am super excited about that. This planner may be great for you. I still wish every time that it worked for me. It's a lovely planner. I liked the flexibility of this, but it meant I needed too many books. I liked this for a lot of reasons, but I really needed a monthly planning page with each month. And then this one was honestly just a home run for the most part, other than the coil messed up. The reason the Bloom Daily one works better for me though is actually because of the size, because it has a place where I can put some 8.5 by 11 printouts and sheets and things like that. That actually works better for me than this one. But if you like this design and this size, this really may be a great planner for you. And I definitely encourage you to check out any of these. Check out whichever one you think is going to work for your style of planning or for the current season of life that you are in. If you are in a season of needing to establish routines, this is a great planner. This is not a Fly Lady planner, but it actually works really well with the Fly Lady system. Again, I recommend this planner. It's a Sunday through Saturday, and it's got all of your weekly and daily things in here with some room to put some other things. So this is what I'm using now, and I'm super excited about it, and I finally feel like this is working and I'm staying on top of things. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new to my channel and not already subscribed, please consider subscribing down below, and I will see you guys soon.